Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Lisa Richardson.
And I'm your host, Annalisa Itkor. And today we are in the beautiful community of Oldfield, and we're in the River Club. And yes, you are looking at a live tree behind us, and we're going to learn all about the community here today.
First up, we're going to be hearing from the general manager, Mr. Paul Castraberti, who's also a resident here.
And we'll be learning a lot about the equestrian community here from Linda Massetti.
And finally, Joe Dieterle is going to share all about the hunting and fishing.
So stick around for a very enlightening episode of 843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where the Low Country comes to speak.
Where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Beaufort comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak. Welcome to 843 TV. We are here at the beautiful Oldfield Club, and we're in the River Club house today, and we are going to be talking with the general manager, Mr. Castraberti. Good morning, and nice to have
Welcome.
Be
nice
out
to have
here
you with
today.
us.
And you can see that we're right here in front of this lovely fire. It's a beautiful crisp morning and sunny out there, and we're going to be learning all about the wonderful amenities here at Oldfield Club. So we'll get started and share a little bit about where the property is located. For us who live here, we know, but there are many who really don't know where Okatee is in South Carolina.
Right. We are outside of Bluffton, in between Bluffton and Beaufort. We're also close to Charleston and Savannah. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere, but right in the heart of everywhere.
Right.
It doesn't take long to get here at all.
It
from Hilton Head
it does not, but I'm still amazed at how many people that live on Hilton Head don't know anything about Oldfield.
Well, I know a fair amount about Oldfield because I'm part of the tennis community on the island, and you guys have phenomenal tennis facilities out here, as well as golf and the horses. I mean,
we are amenity rich here at Oldfield. We have a marine program. We have, like you said, equestrian. The golf course is amazing. I am a golf member here also. The amenities are wonderful, but what's great about Oldfield is that everyone has access to the water. 100% of our community has access to the water. Not a lot of the communities that have river access, it's private docks. Here we all have access to it, which is amazing. And one of the good points of Oldfield is that you do not have to be a golf member to live in Oldfield. There are two different class members, Class A and Class B, and you can move in and not feel saddled with golf dues, which can be hefty. So it's a great selling point for us.
Now, this community has actually been here quite a long time. Share with us the.
We're just coming up on 20 years since the development started. We actually, the membership took ownership of the club just this year from the developers. It's been passed down, and now we finally have ownership of our club. So it's a pretty exciting time to be in Oldfield.
I actually love the story of how you came into this position, because you started here, you were a member here for quite a while, and then you grew into this position. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my wife and I moved up to this area from Florida. We were originally from Boston. My daughter's at college at Charleston, so we wanted to be closer to our daughter. And she didn't want us right in Charleston. And so we heard that the Beaufort Bluffton area was growing and a pretty neat area. So we found a house, not knowing it was attached to Oldfield. It was just a house. But once we drove through the gates, you're sold. Anybody that drives through the gates here, the architecture along with nature, the blend that we have here is really unique to other communities. So when I was approached 7 months ago about stepping in as an acting general manager, I thought it was a great challenge, and if you love what you do, you never go to work. So for me, this is a dream come true. I drive my golf cart to the clubhouse, and I'm at work. So it's been a great experience for me. I love Oldfield.
You mentioned the tie to nature here, and one of the things that impresses me so much about Oldfield is you actually have staff here in place like Jill Combrink, who are
correct.
They're here
She's our
to
naturalist.
Tie the
Right.
community to
Right.
nature. So tell us a bit more about
Well,
that.
we've just become an Audubon International community, which is, there's only 8 in the United States that have it, and I believe we are the smallest community to have that recognition. which is pretty amazing. Jill is a naturalist. Besides doing kayak tours, river tours, she does bird watches and just nature talks. It's amazing to have her here. It is a big selling point in our community.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
So if someone is looking around in this area, there's a wealth of options, quite frankly. So how would you start that process if someone would come in and would you give them a visit? How would you take care of them?
There's lots of ways you can come and visit if you're local. Obviously, you can come in with a realtor and do a tour, or you can call Oldfield and talk to Melissa Carter, our membership director, and she'd be happy to give you a tour. But we have Discover Oldfield tours, which a lot of the communities have Discover tours. But you can come in and build your own package. We give you housing. You can set your amenity drive any way you want. You can ride a horse, you can play golf, you can have dinner at the River Club, you can go to any of the events that we have on those weekends. It's kind of a plug and play. Whatever your interests are, we build around that. Make sure that
kind
you
of
get to
live
do that.
it temporarily
Absolutely.
to see what life would
Absolutely.
really be like.
That's
And
cool.
it's become so busy that we do not have available dates for the people that are requesting them now.
Well, we call that a champagne problem.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So during the day you're working, what are you doing for fun? What are you and your wife interested here as far as your recreational activities?
What's nice is that if we have even if it's a short weekend, we can pop into Savannah. There are so many great restaurants and hotels and things to do in Savannah, or go to Charleston and visit our daughter. We're both golf members here at Oldfield, so it pains me to watch my wife walking out to the first tee while I'm walking into my office, but it's great. She loves to play. We've got a wonderful community of golfers. What's neat about Oldfield, and I've belonged to clubs in the past, it's the most unpretentious place I think I've ever been. When I got here, I went up to the driving range and I'm hitting balls because I've been in the restaurant business my whole life and never really had time to play. And I said, here I have an opportunity to play, and there's a men's group that plays, and they asked me to join. Nobody asked me where I was from and what my profession was and what Fortune 500 company I ran. It was just golf, and it was just great people. We moved from Florida, where we lived for 10 years, and we made more friends in Oldfield in the first 10 days than we had for the 10 years that we lived in Florida.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
We're going to learn a lot more about Oldfield, and we're very excited to learn more about Oldfield. But for the moment, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more 843 TV.